And a couple things she mentioned, budgeting, I think is really important, especially for our young people to learn once again. And I also want to mention that the city of Valdosta, we are doing the Georgia Dream programs and home buyer education and stuff like that to kind of help and assist people to get into housing. But there are some other issues which you all are being made aware of here that we have to address. I'm going to go a little bit in front of Ms. Branham and then I'll allow her to come up. But I want to talk about banking, financing, and insurance, and that's why I kind of, when you, but the AI addresses a lot of these issues in that report, and it talks about the lending practice of a lot of our lenders in the area. Our 2006 and 2011 AI reports that minorities suffer major impediments in all aspects of purchasing, improving, and refinancing real estate. Home purchase loan. And I want to give you these stats that are reported in our AI so that you can have an idea of what we're dealing with and how far we've come, but still we have a lot of work that needs to be done. For home purchase loan, it says minorities account for approximately 1,800 applications. Out of that 1,800, 28% were approved. It says whites counted for approximately 36,000 applications. Out of that 36,000, 65% were approved. Home improvement loans. Minorities accounted for approximately 2,400 applications that they applied for home improvement loans. 25% were approved. Whites applied for 6,000, or probably 6,000 applications. 59% were approved. Refinance loans, some of the same thing Ms. Copeland mentioned. Minorities accounted for 1,200 applications. 15% were approved. Whites accounted for 46,000 applications. 61% were approved. So it shows the disparity when we're talking about building stable communities, stable families, and other stuff like that. These are things that impact our communities. Because until we could purchase a home, where we could raise a stable family, we're going to continuously see what I think most of us can attest to, is family moving from one place to another, and a child never knowing a place that they could call home because of these impediments that we have to deal with. And these are things that are beyond our control. Insurance. Our report, both the 2006 and our current 2011 deal and suggest that there are issues of redlining that exist within our city. And if you don't know what redlining is, that's where they draw red lines around areas and loans and other things are not made in that area. I want to share a quick story with you about a guy who I know personally. Worked hard, improved his credit, on the job 10 years, went into a bank and asked for a loan to buy a home. Was denied. Young man couldn't understand why. I called people, y'all know who it is, called some people to find out why. And basically it was the area. Same scenario. When I went to refinance, I was single then. I got married and my family grew. I got a couple of kids to make improvements on my home. Denied it someplace. And I asked, once again, somebody, my sister involved in real estate, I said, why? Why am I denied? Credit score is good. You know, I work every day, and I can't get a loan. She explained to me what I know now. I didn't know it then, but I know it now. She says, well, it's the area where you're located in your house. I said, well, they didn't come look at my house. She said, they don't come look at it, they just drive through. Probably pretty fast as well. But she said they drive through and look at the area, and that makes the determination. You know, and I say it in a funny way, but it sheds light on what many of our families, single families, we have more female heads of household in the city than we do couples. So when you have a single person who, number one, is having a hard time finding unemployment because of education, and then the impediments with real estate, coupled with the fact that we don't have institutions that will help us to loan, to purchase, refinance, or approve our homes. Now you say, well, how does this affect me? Without insurance, which is also an issue, our communities are left to deteriorate. Once those communities start to deteriorate, you see an increase in public service. You have more policemen we have to hire every year. Y'all hear about this in the newspaper. You don't wait till our budget time comes. We need to hire more policemen. We have to have more city marshals. We have to have people to come out and just deal with issues of poverty and crime that are related to all these other things, because we don't have the ability to provide decent, safe, and affordable homes for our families. This says that communities, and this is a report, and these are all things I'm quoting out of this report, communities without insurance and these abilities to provide communities without hope. That's why you see so many of our communities in the state that they are in today. That's why you see so many of the problems that exist in our communities, in our city, that exist today, because we have these impediments that I feel as a community and as a city we could do more to address. And I will summarize that as we go into the others. But I wanted to point out that not only are these impediments, but the cornerstone, we know that family is a cornerstone. I grew up in a family of 6, but we had a home. And I had a father that went to work every day. I had a mom that stayed and told us right and wrong. We had those things, and we learned from that, and we learned that hard work and dedication to what we was doing would help us move past those positions. And I echo some of the sentiments that was said: hard work, dedication, and education. You got to work hard for what you want, and if you don't work hard, we're going to have continued more problems. Our efforts to build our inner cities cannot move forward unless we address these issues in a positive way. Now, can we solve all the problems? I don't think we can solve all of them, but I do think we can do more than what we are doing now in terms of addressing these impediments and helping people to get into safe, decent, and affordable housing. It talks about in these reports how renters are reluctant to report absentee landlords and stuff like that for fear of retribution from the landlord, being kicked out of their apartments or their homes or whatever. But I won't go into too much. We'll summarize that in the end. I wanted to allow Ms. Branham to come up, and if she would, I want her to talk with you a little bit about community participation. And after that, we're going to break and eat lunch, and then we'll come back and have about 10, 20 minutes in summary, and then we'll open it up and we'll have questions and comments. And once again, I encourage you with your questions and comments, if we can do something to try to move our city forward and our communities forward. I would hope that that's what this meeting will be about, because we know, I think all of us know, we go to any barbershop in town and you can listen to all the problems that we have. You go to a salon, in the street corner, you can find out what's going on in the city if you just listen. But there's very few places that I know where we come together and we talk about solutions. Doc Robinson suggests the name Solution Finders, and I hope that that's what we can become, solution finders in this process. So with that, I'm going to ask Ms. Branham if she would come up and speak and tell y'all about participation. Come on, tell them what you told me.